Well, good evening, everyone. You're listening to Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Hope everyone's having a lovely day and that you had a marvelous evening as well. We've got lots of news to go over today. First of all, we're going to take a look at a U.S. Sent Command tweet, which has some interesting language used in it. We've also got a couple of notables to go over. First of all, a strange book that was caught in the background of an interview with a doctor on Fox News might be telling about what's taking place right now. We've also got some information on a very special coupon code you can use at mypillow.com. Also, we've got some bombshell information talking about the FBI and their use of the Woods procedures in regards to FISA warrants. It looks like another Biden ally is accused of doing some major corrupt business, stealing millions from union workers. Nancy Pelosi is strangely looking for a tax break for millionaires in stage 4 of the stimulus package to keep the economy going. A top New York hospital exec has been fired for making some disgusting suggestions to people out there in the world. And finally, a Chinese scientist has returned from abroad with suspected samples of flu and other sicknesses. Very, very strange. Well, guys, we've got all this and more, so please do sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. I want to give a special thanks to Monarch Wallet for sponsoring this channel and helping people try cryptocurrency so easily. If you're tired of banks and their worthless fiat currency and zero returns on your deposits, you can protect your money and yourself and be your own bank by using the Monarch Wallet. This crypto wallet is feature-packed with access to over 3,000 cryptocurrencies and the best decentralized exchange. Unlike other wallets, with Monarch you maintain complete ownership of your keys and seed, and Monarch allows you to purchase or sell Bitcoin and Ethereum with a bank account, purchase over 5 other cryptocurrencies with a credit card, and you even earn up to 8.2% APR interest on cryptocurrencies deposited in your interest-earning cell integrated wallet. If you have a business or a nonprofit and want to allow them to use cryptocurrency to pay you, maybe even on a reoccurring basis, well, you can do that with Monarch Pay. It allows you to accept multiple cryptocurrencies, and it's being upgraded to include even more features on a regular basis. There's a market and news section to keep you up to date on all things crypto, and there are even biometric security features to keep your money safer. You can download your free Monarch wallet today at monarchwallet.com/redpill. The link is in the description below, and you can also join their Telegram channel for daily updates, and you can visit their official blog. All of them are down below. Now, Monarch is doing a limited time special just for you guys. You can download their wallet and follow the instructions at monarchwallet.com/redpill and receive 100 free Monarch tokens. This offer is only good until April 3rd, so make sure you download and register today so you don't miss out. That's monarchwallet.com/redpill. And lastly, Robert Beadles is the builder and co-founder of Monarch Wallet, Monarch Pay, and is a member of the C4 Crypto Consortium. He's also an avid believer in cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and offers some of the most in-depth, educational, unique, and insightful content available both on CryptoBeatles.com and his YouTube channel. And he's also a viewer of the channel, so you might see him in the chat, and I highly recommend you check out his site. Well, first of all, today, guys, thanks for sticking around. I've got a tweet here that my buddy, Son of a Green Card, clued me into. U.S. Sent Command put out this tweet, and it includes the language, "Fly, Eagles, fly." Now, whether or not that's a nod to stuff that we've heard on the boards before, it was fly, Roth's fly, but I think that maybe it's a little tongue-in-cheek look at things we've been told in the past. But here, we've got some awesome figures of some F-15E Eagles, and very, very cool. They are beautiful machines, and our military is no doubt putting them to good use. Look at that, getting some in-air refueling. Very nice. Thanks, guys, for bringing that to us, and thank you for your service. All right, next, recently Fox News had Dr. Mark Siegel on the line doing an interview from home, and if you take a look in the background here, he's got this book, and it's called False Alarm. Can't read these other books right here, but this is a strange book to have sitting in such plain view behind him. It makes you wonder if it wasn't placed there on purpose. Now, the book, False Alarm, is subtitled The Truth About the Epidemic of Fear. So something tells me that Dr. Siegel is trying to tell us something here. We are in the midst of a scripted movie that for some is meant to drive fear into our hearts and put us on edge. But we cannot allow that to happen, you guys. Stay comfy because we are witnessing the greatest operation of our time, and I know that the White Hats and the Patriots are taking care of us, and we will be okay in the end. All right, guys, one more notable for you. So MyPillow has been working with the president to do some necessary manufacturing so that we can get the supplies we need and get them out to hospitals and people. Now, Jordan Sather noticed that if you went to their website and use the coupon code, the 17th letter of the alphabet, you would get a substantial savings off of your order. Now, unfortunately, the website has been brought down because so many people have been trying to use it. He says, what an interesting coupon code for MyPillow to have right now. Not a bad discount either. Looks like it's still working. Try it for yourself. Didn't POTUS just bring the MyPillow CEO to the White House too? What a coincidence. So yeah, that is an incredible coincidence. I tend to think it is not a coincidence. And really awesome that they get that little nod in there for us so that we can go ahead and give it a try. Congratulations to anybody who was able to get advantage of this order. I would certainly love to have a 4-pack of MyPillow myself. All right, now the big story of the day, lack of confidence in FBI's procedures. The DOJ IG audit of 29 FISA warrants finds errors with all of them. That is huge, you guys. 100% of the randomly selected FISA warrants all broke the Woods procedures. Now, the DOJ's Office of Inspector General on Tuesday said in a report it still has a lack of confidence in the FBI and their FISA procedures. Horowitz's office found errors in all 29 of the applications that it reviewed during the audit as a follow-up to the investigation of the Bureau's illegal spying into Carter Page. Now, remember that IG Horowitz previously admonished the FBI for making 17 significant errors and inaccuracies when it sought and obtained those FISA warrants on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. The OIG released this report this morning, revealing that the FBI's FISA abuse is a widespread and ongoing problem. He said, as a result of our audit work to date and as described below, we do not have confidence that the FBI has executed its Woods procedures in compliance with FBI policy. Now, recall that the appendix to Horowitz's December report identified a total of 51 Woods procedures violations by Jim Comey's FBI. Keep in mind, the Woods procedures were designed to protect American citizens so that they could ensure the accuracy with regard to the facts supporting probable cause. And after reoccurring abuses where the FBI presented the inaccurate information to the FISC, they're still doing it. Nothing has changed. Congressman Devin Nunes's 2-page FISA memo released in February of 2018 suggested Comey's cabal violated the Woods procedures, and he was correct at that time. The FBI failed to execute those procedures in the most recent audit of 29 FISA applications between October of 2014 and September of 2019. So not much has changed at the FBI. People are still breaking the law. They are still going after people without probable cause, and instead setting their sights on somebody that they want to go ahead and prosecute, and then finding the evidence after they get the ability to spy on them. This is a huge and ongoing problem. Now, keep in mind, this was from 2014 to 2019. I would like to see if they've done a review of the Woods procedures from essentially once Horowitz's last report came out, or at least just in 2020. But I think this shows very clearly that the FBI is a major part of the swamp, and anybody in the FBI who is breaking these Woods procedures and trampling on the rights of Americans needs to be removed. This cannot be tolerated, and if the FBI is ever going to regain any glory it might have once had, this is a great place to start. And in the color me surprised of today's news, a Biden labor ally has been accused of stealing millions from a union. So this guy is a close political ally of Uncle Joe, and he's been accused at the highest levels of misappropriating millions from a leading firefighters union. Not only was $1 million siphoned from the union's pension fund, but an additional $6 million remains unaccounted for. And this is after an internal probe, which was obtained obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. This man's name is Harold Schaitberger. He's the president of the International Association of Firefighters, which represents over 300,000 American firefighters, and it's facing accusations of corruption and gross financial mispractice from his closest deputies, so other people within the union. Edward Kelly, the General Secretary-Treasurer and the number 2 in the union, detailed the findings of his team's audit in a March 20th internal memorandum. According to the 105-page document, the audit has thus far found that Schaitberger and Thomas Miller, which was Kelly's predecessor as the General Secretary-Treasurer, illegally earned millions of dollars from the union pension fund over the last 2 decades. The record-keeping performed prior to my assuming office in September 2016 was so poor, one could argue it was designed that way, and I would imagine it probably took them a full 4 years to go ahead and unravel this giant knot these guys had put together. Kelly's audit also found that the union misreported millions of dollars in union funds while diverting millions of dollars for a purpose unrelated to their original designation. As a result of this financial malpractice, roughly $6 million in union funds remain unaccounted for, and I'll bet you anything it went into those 2 guys' pockets. Neither the union nor Schaitberger have responded to requests for comment. So Schaitberger was apparently spearheading the charge to get 320,000 member organization to become the first national union to endorse Uncle Joe's presidential campaign back in April of 2016. Now, despite its members' history of tending to vote for Democrats, the 2016 presidential election saw their vote split evenly between President Trump and Hillary Clinton. And after Schaitberger's successful push to endorse, more than 18,000 members formally complained, demanding that the IAFF retract its endorsement. So obviously, the results of this probe and the calls of people within the union and within the leadership of the union demand that a far more deep-rooted investigation take place. I mean, stealing $7 million from a firefighters union. Unfortunately, this is nothing new. This is the kind of stuff we see with these people all the time. Psychopaths tend to get into positions of power because they enjoy the ability to abuse it. And once again, we have another ally of Joe, creepy Uncle Joe, which has found a way to destroy and steal from the pensions of American union members. These guys, firefighters, they're on the front lines on a daily basis, okay? They risk their lives all the time. And when you have people like this that take advantage of that situation, take advantage of the trust that they've been given, this is the worst type of crime that you can be accused of. I hope these guys get their day in court, and I really do hope that in some way these union firefighters are able to get their money back. So Nancy Pelosi, a millionaire herself and someone who likes to speak out against the millionaires of this country as a Democrat talking point, is making sure that she wants to include a tax break for millionaires and make it a priority in this 4th stimulus package. So she likes to talk endlessly about helping American workers, but in the background, she's quietly getting millions of dollars for already people who are millionaires. Pelosi's proposing a rollback cap on state and local tax deductions as part of the next CV stimulus bill. Fox News is reporting that a 2019 report from the Joint Committee on Taxation has projected that of those who would face lower tax liability from elimination of the cap, it only affects those who itemize their tax deductions. 94% of those people earn at least $100,000, and this would mean that the government would lose out on $77.4 billion in tax revenue, with more than half of that being saved by taxpayers already earning $1 million or more. The SALT cap, established by President Trump in 2017 as part of his tax reform law, sets the limit for deductions of state and local taxes from federal taxes at $10,000. Many residents of states that routinely vote for Democrats dislike that limit. Now, Nancy says the move, which would include making it retroactive for tax years 2018 and 2019, would give Americans more disposable income, which is the lifeblood of our economy, a consumer economy that we are. But Senate Finance Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley said it's a terrible idea. He says this is a non-starter. Millionaires don't need a new tax break as the federal government spends trillions of dollars to fight a pandemic. What this sounds like to me is that Nancy Pelosi is trying to roll back all of these tax reforms that President Trump was able to put into effect. If she makes it retroactive, then it undoes any good that President Trump has been able to get in by simplifying the tax code and looking to more evenly distribute the taxation throughout the people of America. This would be something that many people who are already making a lot of money would benefit from, and it would be a move that people who are in lower tax brackets and don't have the ability to itemize their tax returns would receive absolutely no benefit as a result. So really, I think that we need to have a conversation about taxation itself. Whatever you think about taxation and how this thing works here in America, it looks to me like Nancy Pelosi in this particular instance is trying to more than likely help herself and help her big dollar cronies, the people who are funneling money to her campaigns, the CEOs that she is cozied up to, and the people who are going to show up at her $10,000 to $15,000 a plate dinners so that she can get reelected. If we want to help the American public, then we need to help those of us who make a significantly lower portion of money on a yearly basis, people who could actually benefit from getting additional money into their pockets. What about if we were to come up with the flat tax? People just get taxed a flat amount. It doesn't matter how much you make. Or how about if we just got rid of the IRS and stopped taxing people in any form? There are a lot of other ways that the United States can drum up revenue, and if we were to start printing our own money, then taxation would not even be an issue. What do you guys think? What is the answer to this? And do you think Nancy Pelosi is just trying to help herself and her other millionaire playboy buddies? All right, and in another disgusting display from the left, a top New York hospital executive has been fired for suggesting that supporters of the president should infect each other with CV-19. Now, this woman right here on screen was part of the Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center, and she was fired after suggesting in a Facebook comment that people like you and I should infect each other. Her name is Laura Krawczyk. She was the vice president for External Affairs at the cancer facility, and she was fired after a GOP operative and former Trump campaign official Michael Caputo posted her exchange with Lisa Travado, the center's director of development, and he put it on his Twitter account and called for his followers to call the cancer center and report the two. Now, the exchange between these two people we can see right here. It all started when Krawczyk posted a link to an article by The Hill about the Trump administration's reluctance to pay $1 billion to General Motors and Ventec for ventilator production. Krawczyk first posted the article with a caption, "Vote Trump." La Travada replied, "But we'll waste more than that on a wall and Space Force." Krawczyk responded, "Trump supporters need to pledge to give up their ventilators for someone else and not go to the hospital." La Travada replied, "I think they should be the only ones in packed churches on Sunday." Krawczyk then said, "They should barricade themselves in there and ride this out." La Travada replied, "Yep." And a shocked Facebook user responded to the exchange between the two and said, "Wow, just wow. So you're saying we decide who lives and dies based on political views? Great plan. Thumbs up." Krawczyk responded, "That's literally what he's saying. Take your wow and comprehend what your hero is saying. Your hero is saying you don't need a ventilator, so don't take one." Krawczyk added, "And don't cash your stimulus check. It's all a hoax. Choose some ibuprofen and be on with your day." And you can see it right here in the tweet from Michael Caputo. Now, Krawczyk was originally placed on administrative leave, but after further investigation by the Cancer Center, she was eventually fired. So really, it just goes to show you the disgusting feelings of the left, their value of human life. Obviously, if you value human life, then you know which side you need to stand on. Once again, we have yet another example of a disgusting personality on the left suggesting that just because you have a political view that's different from them, you don't get to live. All right, and finally, samples of suggested SARS you-know-whats and flu samples were found in a Chinese scientist's luggage when he was arriving in a U.S. airport. Now, this is according to an unclassified FBI tactical intelligence report, which was obtained by Yahoo News. Now, this was back in November 2018. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents at Detroit Metro Airport stopped a Chinese biologist who was carrying 3 vials labeled antibodies in his luggage. The biologist said a colleague in China had asked him to deliver the vials to a researcher at a U.S. institute. After examining the vials, however, customs agents came to an alarming conclusion. Inspection of the writing on the vials and the stated recipient led inspection personnel to believe the materials contained within the vials may be Middle East respiratory syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome materials. This is very, very disturbing. The Weapons of Mass Destruction Directorate assesses foreign intelligence researchers who transport undeclared and undocumented biological materials into the United States in their personal carry-on or checked baggage. Almost certainly, they represent a U.S. biosecurity risk. Now, this is very shocking because it shows just how easy it is for people like this scientist to get this material into the U.S. and how easy it would be for a pandemic to be created in the hands of just one person. Now, it turns out in all of China, there is only one such lab that could create the samples that were found, and this one is located in Wuhan, the epicenter of the epidemic. So this just lends credence to the idea that what we're seeing started in that spot, and that the idea of that is not purely science fiction, but it is an obvious, viable investigative thread that must be followed, and I certainly hope that our government and the governments of the world look into the true origins of the pandemic we see in this country and across the globe today. Well, guys, no matter how comfy I might feel, that story about the scientist makes me wonder just how many other instances of situations like that have not been caught of people coming through our airports with malicious intentions in mind. It makes you wonder where some of these things get started and exactly who is behind them. However I may feel at any given moment, everything that I see taking place on the global stage gives me confidence that President Trump and the Patriots, whoever they may be, have the situation well in hand, and it's people like you and me that need to do our small part to keep this train moving and to keep people going in the right direction. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank everyone for joining me. As always, this has been Red Pill 78. I am the Corruption Detector, and this was your Red Pill News. Good luck, everyone, and God bless. And I forgot to mention, I was able to order my pillows. Hey guys, one more thing. It's Red Pill. I just want to say thank you once again to everybody that has helped to support the channel. If you'd like to get involved, you can go ahead and check the show notes in the pinned comment and the description. There's always good information in there. I've got a couple of backup channels. I ask that you go ahead and subscribe to them because if anything does happen here, I will start publishing there. And if you want things like merchandise or anything else, there is a bunch of information that you can find right below this video. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.